Meantime, on the other side, at 7 o'clock, as they both are, Wales against England. No Wayne Hennessy for Wales, so Danny Ward will be stepping in, Sasha.
Perhaps might be a bit of a redemption from him. If you maybe consider his first few minutes for Wales, like his first few games for Leicester, you can maybe label him as luckless. Danny Ward comes on, concedes 2 goals, even though it wasn't really his problem because the Wales team in front of him played like they were 3 men down, not 1 in those closing stages. So it could be a bit of a redemption for him. But to me, given Wales' performances so far, and Bale and Ramsey were so disappointing in the previous match, maybe it feels a little bit like a FA Cup third round game, kind of Premier League against Championship. Wow. And I don't think I'm being too harsh on Wales here, because at this tournament, Wales have performed for maybe 1/2 out of 4 so far. And yeah, the previous match was fairly discouraging stuff.
We've seen some teams pull enormous upsets out of nowhere, though, in these opening games. So, you can't rule it out. England by no means sure of going through yet. They're on 4 points. Iran a point behind them, with USA on 2 points, and Wales bringing up the rear on just the 1.
I mean, it's a World Cup of certain teams relying on, elderly statesmen forwards. We saw it tonight with Ronaldo for Portugal and Cavani, and then Suarez came on. But I think of all those sort of teams, Wales, as Sasha was saying, they look the most disjointed. Bale against the USA was so isolated in that match. And then again, he's played the whole game in both matches, and he's had the fewest touches in both games of players that have played the whole game. I mean, it's just... Now, I know that almost certainly means he's going to pop up with some sort of overhead kick against England, but it feels like one tournament too far for Wales. For England, I think, obviously everyone's talking about Phil Foden incessantly, but it's the other changes, because obviously 4 years ago, England were already through with 2-2, so Southgate pretty much gave, hey, squad, who wants a game, at the World Cup sort of thing. He can't obviously do that this time, but I do think maybe some more changes than just Phil Foden, because England are pretty much through, So
I said they weren't, but I'm just looking at it now.
So then it was 4-0.
Even with a defeat, they can go through.
I mean, if England lose by 4 goals to Wales, they should not only leave this World Cup, but refuse to come to at least the next 3, I would say.
Bold words, Duncan. That's at 7 o'clock anyway, with the USA-Iran game. And earlier on, 3 o'clock, there's Netherlands-Qatar and Ecuador-Senegal. Of course, Totally at the World Cup will be along on Tuesday night with our thoughts on how those games pan out. Dramatic. So do make sure you join us for that. Hello there. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe to this channel? And if you'd like more Totally Football Show content, then just search for us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Not an Athletic subscriber yet? Then just head to theathletic.com/totally to find out our latest entry offer.